I would have been part of the interrogation myself, but I did not look very threatening with half a burnt face. Maybe such blemishes could be intimidating, but every time I bent, I was just a bad turn away from vomiting. While we do have a couple sore bones in the watch, sometimes it is best to call for a little divine favor and let a cleric bless your wounds. It would cost a generous donation to the temple, but it was quick, and I can get back to work sooner and begin recouping the cost. No amount of blessings can cure fatigue though, so it was time to get some sleep. A couple watchmen accompanied me back to my flat. I told them it wasn't necessary, but in truth, I was thankful. A really bad fight can put you on edge afterwards. You feel like the first shoe had dropped, and the only logical thing that could happen next would be the other shoe doing the same. I arrived at my small flat, 1 bedroom and a bathroom, just enough. I don't have any dependents or children, so I was able to afford luxuries like a kettle and full-size tub. I even owned a few sets of fresh soaps that I bought from an alchemist. I took a look in my mirror to assess the damage. Those clerics and their blessings are really something. Now my skin is just a little discolored. I've heard of stories of powerful clerics being able to resurrect the dead, at the cost of enough money to feed a city, of course. I drew a bath and soaked for a while, thinking over the events. I had rushed towards the screams and saw someone running into a bakery. I ran inside, then I was struck. If I had to take a guess at what hit me, it must have been a spade. Nothing rings quite like them, except my bell to the face. I'm not sure how they made the spade hot enough to burn me though. Magic, perhaps? Magic is always a convenient answer. I gave it more thought, then gave up. I'm not a detective. A business was being robbed, and as far as I know, I stopped it. I will leave the rest to the people who are paid far more than me to look at boot marks. While I didn't intend to spend the recommended 4 days away from work, I did take the next morning off and enjoyed the rare chance to sleep in. When I awoke, I reached for my uniform and realized I didn't have it. It was probably being repaired at the watchman's barracks. I counted my silver, took 3, and made for the barracks. Halfway there, I realized I was hungry and stopped at tavern for breakfast. You are always better prepared to face the day with a full stomach. When you are 1.8 meters tall like me, you get some odd looks in a tavern. Women have a mix of envy and smug depending on their age. Men wonder about the obvious difference in height, and everything it could cleverly imply. Just more faces I've gotten used to seeing. I ate my meal and left quickly. I arrived at the barracks and made my way to Commander Penson's office. You'd expect the commander of the watch would be guarded day and night, but his door was always open with a little resistance. He greeted me and handed me a paper, a money receipt, a little bonus for the beating I took yesterday. Just a couple silver, not enough to pay off the 3 gold I donated to the temple. It was best not to put a point on it. Not many commanders give out rewards. That's what your monthly pay is for. He had told me that the interrogation went as well as expected. The 2 captured men are now in their cells, and tomorrow would be sent away to work in the dwarven mines far north for a few months. Neither was a watchman. While it is possible that the commander could have had the men hung for assaulting a watchman, we have a broken reputation to mend. The commander locked the door, and we began discussing the events of yesterday. He had informed me that a detective was already on the case, but we've heard that one before. We knew what that meant. Someone would ask the baker a few questions, mark the case as inconclusive, and everyone would move on. I wanted that 3rd person behind bars, or even hung, but this was the end of it. Revenge is for those with time on their hands, and I have a job to get back to. I retrieved my armor and my tools and went back to my flat. Tomorrow would be another day. I would wait though. I've learned to be patient. It will happen soon enough. 1 shoe has dropped already. Now, I'll wait for the other.